Hi, I am Dontaira Terrell. Good morning, afternoon. Not sure where you guys are, but it's morning here in LA. So,
Love
um,
it.
yes, hi. Thank you for taking the time to chat with me today. Super excited to just dive right in. So, my first question is for you, Bubba. In the docuseries, you openly spoke about the stigma surrounding Black masculinity and mental health. So, how did you move past this outdated role and find the courage to receive help and the necessary care for your depression and anxiety?
I think I just woke up and was like, I guess today's the day to talk about things. Because I never really knew that there was a stigma about mental health in general, especially Black mental health. And so it's something that I've definitely after speaking out on such topics, gotten a better understanding for how tough it is for some people, and how big of a weakness that it may seem to others because they're labeled as weak. And I said earlier that being vulnerable is one of the greatest signs of strength. So that's it's just something that you have to be confident in, and knowing that you're making good change when you are expressing yourself.
For sure. And this one is for either one of you. So many layers were peeled back behind the evolution of who Bubba Wallace is outside of being an athlete. So, with revealing so much, why was now the right time to tell the in depth personal story of Bubba Wallace?
Right, Eric?
I could talk to that. Yeah. I think it was because we're at a point in history where we want to capture it in real time. And it's important for us to get that on record, and also not just get on record everything that Bubba has done to speak out, but also to show, to give people some insight into the sport and what's happening outside of everyone else's comfort zone. So there was a time and space. We had this social uprising in America, and Bubba was a person who rose to meet that challenge and to help make change in the sport. And we wanted to show that in the time that it's actually happened. So we tried to get close to that time as possible.
Mhm. And speaking of that, Bubba, how do you continue to find inspiration in the fight for social justice when injustice never sleeps?
Yeah, it's a good question. People always ask, what's next, and will this ever get to a point where you won't have to continue to push for it? No, I don't think so, because it's a never-ending battle, and we're always gonna, come up to you're gonna come up to a roadblock and figure out how to navigate it, and the best way to go about it. And so that's life. You never know what to expect in life, and so. For me, you just show up, continue to be a good human being in everything that I do on and off the racetrack. I might be less of a good human being on the racetrack versus my competitors, but that's just a competitive nature. But as long as we continue to stand up for what's right, and be inclusive in every way possible, no one should ever feel excluded from something because of the way they look, or how they dress, or whatever it may be. Any of that stuff that doesn't have a place here anymore. So I'm just got to continue to preach that, and stand behind it.
Yeah. And this is actually my last question for either one of you or for both of you. How do you define your own measure of success?
That's tough. To me, it's all about winning on the racetrack. But I have a great group of people around me that will humbly remind me of everything that I'm doing off the racetrack, and allow me to see the changes that are being made. And so I do think it's great that everything that we're doing, and I think it's I don't like to sit here and boast about myself, because I think it's a lot more than just me making these changes in NASCAR, and it is. But a lot of people see me as the key leader of that, and I'm just like, yeah, I guess. But there is a lot of good thing happening in our sport, but got to keep going.
Mhm. And Eric, did you want to say
Well,
anything?
I'll speak to success in this series. I think the series is a success if we can reach an audience and get them to see things in a different way, to get them to try to understand what Bubba was going through, and to possibly see themselves in his struggle. Then I think we'll have made a successful series.
Absolutely. Well, I'm excited for everyone to see the series. It was really good. So thank
Thank
you for sharing the story, and thank you guys for your time today.
All righty, thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.